you stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever.
Welcome into another edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. Got almost a full crew today. I'm Jeff, that's Gerald, Ahmed, and it's because we're doing the thing we like to talk about the most, which is talk about the MCU, which dropped not one, not two, but three huge pieces of news or media, if you will, in the past week. The Deadpool 3 trailer, the Fantastic Four casting finally, so no more fake casts because I was tired of that, and the X-Men 97 trailer for anybody who's down with that. Guys, we are going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, the trailer that was unveiled during the Super Bowl. It is now the most viewed trailer of all time. Initial reactions to this movie, which is a lot of people's most anticipated movie of the year. Gerald, I'm going to start with you.
I'm worried that it has too much hype. I think everybody's like a lot of people are putting their hopes on this quote unquote saving the MCU, and I think it's not time to say it's dead because it's not. But the superhero fatigue is there. We have like 50 movies a year coming out, and now we're starting to get back to where it's not good movies coming out. We're getting things like Madam Web, Morbius. Those are just two of the bad ones, and yeah, we're still getting great superhero content and Spider-Man movies that are coming out. The actual Spider-Man movies, not the extended Spider-Man universe or whatever. Some like even Batman was pretty good, but at the same time. There is a lot of shit coming out all the time, and I don't know if we're going to get back to wherever it was. You know, it's one of those relationships that it may just not return to what it was like before. But will it be back to where it's good? Possibly. And I think Deadpool is a good way to start it. Deadpool's funny. We're not going to ask it to do a lot. We know that is what it is. It's Ryan Reynolds being fucking hilarious and kicking ass. And I don't think it has, even though it has high expectations. I don't think it has a high bar that it has to reach, I guess is what I'm saying. But it does look good so far. I mean, for the 45 seconds we got.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I see where you're coming from, Gerald, and I do partly agree with you. But on the other hand, I want to be optimistic just because Hugh Jackman signed on back for it. You know, ever since the whole Jonathan Majors fiasco, I do wonder how Marvel will come back because I thought he was going to be the one to help bring it all to full circle. Shut your face, Gerald. We're not doing that today.
Don't. It's just a stupid. It's a bad argument. But we'll let you finish.
No, shut up. Let me finish. So, I thought he would be the one to kind of help everything go full circle because I do think he's a talented actor. Whatever happens in his future, it doesn't matter at this point because right now it's about Marvel's future. The fact that they're going to bring in the TVA makes me think they will somehow clean up the timeline, so to speak, and everything will start making sense. It'll all just depend on the X-Men, which a little bit to my chagrin because I never really cared for any of the X-Men movies, but I know that, you know, from reading the MCU book, which is right here, these authors need to sponsor us.
Well, they got their own podcast. Shout out to the Ringerverse. Yeah.
Shout out to the Ringerverse.
If the Ringer wants to, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Bring us right in.
We will accept the love. What's my point? My point is that the X-Men films are what kind of helped start that whole thing. People just liked, you know, those X-Men movies, and Hugh Jackman maybe can bring this all full circle too. We just have to let time tell, but I am excited for it. I say 3 words as my initial reaction. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I actually do think that this will save the MCU, and this is just an early armchair quarterback prediction. But when you have Ryan Reynolds, you have Sean Levy, who directed Free Guy. He directed The Atom Project. He has a good history with Ryan Reynolds and knows how to bring the chemistry. You have another multiversal story, but I think they're probably going to do it in a better way than we saw with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, where they brought you into one world. And it's R-rated. It's the first R-rated foray for Marvel, and I'm really excited about that. there's a lot of lines in the trailer I wasn't expecting. Deadpool talking about pegging and things like that. So I'm really excited to see a more mature version of the MCU finally. And I think we're going to get that with this and Daredevil Born Again and a lot of things like that. And, going off of can they replace Jonathan Majors in the MCU? That brings us to our next topic, which is the Fantastic Four cast. And you bring in arguably the biggest name in Hollywood right now, Pedro Pascal, to play Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. I think that is how you do save the MCU. Ahmed, what was your thoughts on finally getting an actual cast to the Fantastic Four and not weird rumors like Mila Kunis playing the Thing or whatever else we got over the past 2 years?
No, we were all for it. I mean, like, I'm not a huge John Krasinski fan, and it's not nothing against him. It's just I thought it seemed really like just a popular opinion, like, oh, he should play Mr. Fantastic. I'm like, I don't know, but something about Pedro Pascal, he can just turn eggs into bacon. He can do no wrong, and so to have him play Fantastic Four, and remember, this is going to be the third Fantastic Four movie. You had Michael B. Jordan playing the Human Torch, but he did do a great job as the villain in Black Panther. I have high hopes for this movie. Not only that, but you got Eban from The Bear, who's going to play the Thing. I think he's going to just have a great dialogue in and of itself.
Yeah, that's my favorite casting for sure. Is Evan Moss Bacharach? I think that's how you say it. But and then Vanessa Kirby and Joseph Quinn round out that cast. Gerald finally got this casting. It's been speculated for a very long time. What did you think of it?
I mean, Pedro Pascal, I think I was surprised in the sense of which casting he was. I was not surprised in Pedro Pascal coming into the MCU. Not to say that I don't want him as Reed Richards. I'm really glad he's going to be Reed Richards. I think he's a great actor and he's going to nail any position he could have gotten. But I mean, at the same time, there are so many different places he could have been put in the MCU. Side note, this is just further proof that the MCU is going with the fact that not every variant of every person needs to look the same. So the Jonathan Majors / Kang storyline is not dead yet. Just because so far we have only seen Jonathan Major Kang lookalikes does not mean there will not be a Kang with looking like a different actor in the near future. And I think that this Deadpool movie that we talked about, that could be a place that we could see one or maybe get a hint at that, or maybe in a different project afterwards. But with the Fantastic Four, even that could be a place where we see it. Hopefully, we're getting Doctor Doom. Pedro Pascal, I love. Joseph Quinn is an exciting choice there. The whole casting was good choices, but the MCU really has not made bad choices in casting in a while, really. I mean, that's why you haven't seen a lot of recasts. Even some of the actors, I mean, they get actresses who have played, actors and actresses, I think, played 2 or 3 different characters, smaller pieces, of course.
Yeah.
But they like the MCU knows what it's doing, so I trust them with this one. I'm wondering which project Pedro Pascal drops next. Mandalorian or something, because I mean, this man does a lot of work. There's no way he can do it all.
He's not going to drop the Mandalorian. We've heard that already.
He doesn't really need to be on set for that one, just because it's a voice thing and he takes his helmet off every 4 episodes. So not even that. That's the easiest job in the world. But I love the casting. Obviously the Thing casting is who I like the most, and he was part of the MCU adjacent before when he played Micro in The Punisher. So this is exciting. There's also the rumors of Javier Bardem being Galactus potentially, and that is fantastic. This will shoot way up my most anticipated movies if that does happen. Just go watch No Country for Old Men, and there's your example. Dude, there.
Yeah.
I read a rumor that this movie is based in... Sorry.
It is based in the 60s, yes.
So, like, what is... Like, I'm very interested in finding out what the hell is happening there, because if the Fantastic Four was around in the 60s, and it's never mentioned in the MCU. Like, it never really hinted at. Like, the closest thing we got was like a side. I think it was in the Avengers movie when it was like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're excited to show you what's next or something like that, or what's in store. And everybody thought it was a Fantastic Four reference. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested to find out where, why, and how, and also just like, are they gonna? How are we gonna get them into present time now with the rest of the MCU?
Send them up to space like Carol Danvers, and they'll never age, which is like a loophole the MCU has used before.
I
Or
guess.
Well,
yeah,
you know what's funny is we were talking about recasting, and we like to mess around in the group chat where some people, I think it was somebody said Denzel Washington could play Kang Prime,
yeah,
and I'm starting to watch like the X-Men movies just because I'm trying to be the Marvel nerd again, the movie nerd that I am, and seeing James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender as young Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart, if you will, would, in my thinking, make sense to have a veteran actor like Denzel Washington play Kang Prime, or maybe the one who like kind of eventually kills off Kang if they were to go that route. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still kind of stuck on that. I think X-Men is where they're gonna kind of like put all their focus on to kind of like bring it all full circle, and then I don't know how it's all going to fit, but they'll do their thing.
yeah.
Yeah. No, my theory. I have a crazy conspiracy theory that I don't know that will happen, but hopefully this goes viral. No, but on the real, crazy in the Deadpool movie, we get a cutscene, or not a cutscene, an actual. Maybe it's a part of the movie, maybe it's a post-credit scene, whatever it might be. But there's an at the end of the Ant-Man movie, we saw all the Kangs together in that big stadium, and the seats in the stadium
Mm.
seating and everything. Deadpool kills all of them. That's the goal of the movie. He
That'll
just
do it.
murders them all, cleans up the timeline like Ahmed mentioned. He thinks he's clear. Kang's gone. Post credit scene, we get the Denzel Washington Kang. Thank you for cleaning up my mess.
Or you could do a father-son duo of John David Washington as Kang taking over for Jonathan Majors, and then Denzel Washington as Kang Prime. So there are ways you can go.
There are
Um,
tons of ways we can go, but I don't know, man. The problem is this is stories
It
that have
doesn't.
been
It
told in
doesn't need to be
comics for a
forced.
while.
That's the thing.
Well, I
Yeah,
was going
but
to
it doesn't
say
need to
that
be
it was just.
forced.
I'm saying like what I'm trying to get at is like comics are stories that tell stuff like this for a long time. Like,
yeah,
I mean, this has been a stuff that happens in comics, weird shit. You have to follow a bunch of different stories and everything. And it works for the wider audience when there's only a few things you have to follow. And now that it's
Yeah,
getting into this multiverse, the real nerdy shit.
yeah,
That's why we're having this hero fatigue, because people are like, I don't want to have to follow Spider-Man universe A, B, and C and then have to wonder what's happening in Doctor Strange
yeah,
Universe A because somehow it's related to Captain America, which is somehow related to the Avengers and Echo and this TV show and everything. Because what they're doing is the MCU is just turning its TV series into its comic books because the comics die out after a while sometimes.
yeah. If you want to see something stupid, go pick up like the latest run of the Amazing Spider-Man that is out right now. I've read a few issues
Is
over
that
the
the one
past
where he
year.
gets the Green Goblin blood and he like murders?
Yes,
Oh, that looks crazy. I
there is some
want to
crazy
read it.
shit that happens there, and then the Kingpin's son is a mobster too. Where the fuck did that come from? Whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, the comics are not Shakespearean. What is Shakespearean though, according to how old of a millennial you are, is X-Men. The animated series came out in '92, I think. The theme song is super iconic. Someone said that's the millennial national anthem. So they dropped X-Men 97. They dropped the X-Men 97 trailer. It looks great. Honestly, I was more of a Spider-Man the animated series guy when I was 5 years old. But what were your guys' initial reactions? Ahmed, I'll start with you again on X-Men 97.
well, so I didn't even realize they dropped the trailer. So I watched it like an hour ago, and I forgot that I remembered that theme song. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. This would be every Saturday because I didn't have cable, and it would be on Fox. But I would only watch the Spider-Man animated series, and that's on Disney Plus. So cool. Disney Plus is bringing back the classics. You guys know how I feel about reboots and all that stuff. So I'm curious to see how this is going to fit. Um, my thinking is it's going to be, to Gerald's point about the whole, it's just nerdy stuff. I would counterexample Star Wars and the Clone Wars. They keep on making the new ones, but you got to watch this to know what this one is and that one is. I mean, hell, and some of them, they make up their own rules. You liked what were the last two Star Wars movies, so your opinion doesn't even matter anymore.
Wait, which
Nobody
last two?
liked the last two Star Wars movies except you.
Oh.
Wait, no, I hated the last two Star Wars movies.
That's what I'm
Rise of
saying. Nobody
Skywalker?
else liked this. Yeah, nobody liked
No.
it except Gerald. Gerald was.
That was an abomination.
That's what I'm saying. And
I
Gerald
just
liked
don't.
him. He's like,
I
"You're
just
not
don't
that
gatekeep
bad."
Star Wars. I just don't gatekeep Star Wars. So like, I take it. It's fine. Lightsaber battles. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Cool, cool, cool. The Force is stupid. New powers get made up. It's just like an anime. People come back from death all the time. It's not bad.
People
It's
come
just
back from death all
gatekeeping
the
it
time.
is bad. Gatekeeping is bad. I mean, fuck. Still, Anakin Skywalker was butchered by his master, and they put him together with robot pieces, and he became the most powerful Sith Lord ever. And then we're surprised
Until
that they
he
use
wasn't.
robot pieces to bring back. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I get it. The reason like to bring back what's his name is stupid. See, I don't even know his fucking Palpatine. To bring back Palpatine is stupid as shit, and it makes no sense. But like, I don't gatekeep stuff like that. Just like
Yeah.
I didn't gatekeep Justice League because, oh my god, you kill Batman with a gun. Yes, you kill Batman with a gun. The title of the game is Kill the Justice League.
Yes, and everyone's very upset about that. And yeah, Star Wars is honestly a whole other episode that we could go off on right now.
Yeah.
But I am going to watch this. There is a Easter egg to Spider-Man the animated series in here where it says, Hellfire Gala, Daily Bugle, written by Eddie Brock, photos by Peter Parker. So if we get a Spider-Man animated series reboot, I think my hype meter is going to be way different than it is for this. I think the X-Men the animated series was a little too mature for me at the time when I was a kid. Like, I don't know. I think it was more aimed toward teenagers when that aired on Fox. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I
mean,
know.
I'm gonna have a
I
watch party
really
for
just
it.
kind of.
Well,
You're
there
gonna
you
have
go.
a watch party for
Like
it?
you said, it's a millennial anthem, and like I'm in the same boat as you and Jeff and Ahmed both. Like I watched it a little bit. I remember the song. I remember an episode here or there. But like I had a couple friends ask me if I was going to watch it when it comes out, and now we're just going to throw a watch party because I guess we millennial
Virtual
anthemed our
watch
way
party?
into that.
Dude, are Jeff and I invited to this watch party?
If y'all are going to come up to Seattle, yeah. Like I mean, I'm not buying your flight. I don't have that money.
We'll do it from afar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a virtual thing. I'm broke.
Yeah,
I'm broke.
I'm broke too, man.
Yeah.
I'm broke too. No, but I'm excited
He
for
said-
it. I want to see what they're doing with it. I want to see kind of because they insinuated in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness that the 868 universe is actually the animated universe with using the theme song. So I'm interested to see if they use that anywhere in there. I don't think so because I'm pretty sure Patrick
Professor
Stewart
X.
died. I think Professor X
Yeah.
died in that. So
That
I
guy
don't think
dies
they're going
in
to,
every
but I'm
universe.
wondering like if they're going to use it in any way, or if they're going to tie it into the larger MCU in any way. Marvel has not been shy at all as of late to say that all of our projects are in the multiverse. So
Yeah.
how are they going to tie it into the multiverse? Is my
Yeah.
question.
And maybe with the Deadpool, bringing it back full circle, maybe Deadpool can be the one that goes, yeah, it's all bullshit, blah, blah, blah. We're all like, I watched Deadpool 2 recently just because I remember not liking it. But then when I watched it again, I was like, oh, this actually wasn't that bad. Maybe the ending could have been a little bit better, but I saw where it was going. They do clean up some timelines, and so that's probably what causes Deadpool 3, why he ends up being investigated by the TVA and whatnot. But either way, I think, you know, it would be the perfect segue to go. People are frustrated with this because She-Hulk didn't do a very good job of trying to break the fourth wall.
I think it's a bad business decision if they actually blow up the multiverse. Because with the
If they what?
multiverse, if they blow up the multiverse and they just say fuck it, there's only one universe. I think it's a horrible business idea. With just off like a few things alone, you could be loaded off of the idea that everything is in this universe, that everything is somehow interconnected. You can huge ass DVD box sets of the entire MCU, reaching all the way back to like 90s Marvel movies, 90s content, TV show stuff, special Marvel nerd stuff for like Disney Plus if you wanted to go into. There's so many business opportunities that you open up, enabling everything to do it. And then also just like this, like we're having a podcast. Half of the reason the Deadpool versus Wolverine movie is so freaking excited is because you're bringing back Wolverine from a dead universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
And
there's
he
so
was
many like
He's
dead.
wearing the yellow suit.
They killed him off in Logan, and he is back now.
yeah. So like I think it's, and I don't think there's been any signs that they're going to kill it. Now I think there's possibilities they kill multiple Kangs or do stuff like that. But taking out stuff like that, I just don't see it happening.
Oh,
Sorry, she had her own thoughts.
yes. Tell us about wwho you would recast as King.
Kitty Softballs is
No,
going to be Kang.
Sorry, little one. It's all right, little one.
All right, guys. Well, next we're going to talk about Madam Web. No, we're not. Anything else you guys want to add before we get out of here?
No potty talk on the podcast, man. That's how we
No.
get taken off of YouTube.
Yes.
I had one more thing I wanted to bring up. While we're talking about the X-Men, is Channing Tatum going to make an appearance as Gambit in Deadpool 3?
That is a rumor that's going around.
I don't know.
I would say, wasn't Channing Tatum and Free Guy for a little bit? I think he did make a cameo, so he knows the director and Ryan Reynolds, obviously. Don't
and
quote
Ryan
me
Reynolds
on
likes
that.
to bring his friends in. I mean,
Yeah.
just from what I've been able to tell. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is if Adam Sandler was a lot better.
Yes, that's a good way to describe it. Actually.
Wait,
So-
say that again?
Ryan Reynolds is Adam Sandler, but a lot better at everything. Like better
And he has
at looks,
more
better
talented
personality,
friends.
better jokes, better looking friends, fattier
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah, Adam Sandler
better
is the
scripts.
talented friend. That's the problem.
Adam Sandler's funny as shit. He's the best comedian ever. But
Well,
like
and he's
Ryan Reynolds
actor.
is
He's-
a
yeah.
better actor. Ryan Reynolds is typecast
Yes.
just like Adam
Yes.
Sandler is. He's better
And
looking.
then Ryan Reynolds can also do no wrong. And that's why he was
Yeah.
able to, he was the only one that was able to bring Hugh Jackman, and he's going to save the MCU. There, we all
I
agree
don't know,
now.
man. I don't know. I feel like Hugh Jackman has
No,
like
shut up, Jack.
he's like Hugh Jackman is what I would have been if I was an actor. Like if I would have gotten casted as a superhero, damn straight, that is my entire personality, my entire acting profile, and I will go back to it even when I say I'm done.
Oh, that man is.
So-
He is.
I mean, Robert
like
Downey
he does
Jr. at that
musicals in
point,
between these Wolverine movies. That's what I love about Hugh Jackman. And he's like, I'm gonna go do some Broadway plays, and now I'm gonna go get jacked for 6 months.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, that's my personality, the blah, blah, blah. We all think that he's really Tony Stark playing Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever looked at Hugh Jackman and not been like, yeah, that's Wolverine? Every time I see him,
I
it's
thought
Wolverine.
Daniel Radcliffe could play a young Hugh Jackman. Or
Get ready.
Wolverine.
Well,
That
it's
is
not
a-
that other
Yeah,
actors can't play Iron Man. It's just that like Robert Downey Jr.
No,
is
nobody else
holding
can play
Man.
Iron Man except Robert Downey
Like,
Jr.
have you seen Robert Downey Jr. in like those Sherlock Holmes movies? I'm like, oh, hi, Iron Man.
Yes.
Hi, Tony Stark. Like,
Well, let's continue this off camera because I have to edit this, and we are running up the clock. But this has been another edition of Box Office Quarterbacks. Go to joinrival.com/boxofficeqbs, our sponsor, for $25 in free play, $10 on your first deposit, and up to a $200 deposit match. Very cat friendly, as Ahmed would tell you.
Say bye, Scotty.
Yes, but this has been Box Office
Join
Quarterbacks.
Rival.
Look at Iva. Oh, how cute. My puppies are too crazy, or I'd bring them in too. But yeah, join us next week. We'll be back with another episode that I don't know yet.